Hello, this is Cybex. This is your free cybersecurity course. Today, we'd like to discuss the emergence of open source intelligence. What is it, and what difficulties can you run into when attempting to carry it out? In contrast to things like satellite image intelligence, SIGINT signals intelligence, or human intelligence, OSINT or open source intelligence is information that is freely and publicly available. It is not open source in the sense of open source free software, but rather information from sources that are open and publicly available. For a very long time, OSINT was the underdog among intelligence methods. At first, it consisted of rather mundane and uninteresting activities, like subscribing to newspapers or recording television programs, and it was not given much significance. The term open sources was first used in the 1980s to refer to less modern methods of information gathering, such as newspapers, radio, and television, which counted the number of ships entering and leaving ports, among other things. Business reports, as well as corporate filings with the SEC, also provide useful intelligence to governments. But after 9/11, the use of internet-based on increased dramatically. In fact, the internet changed many ends. For instance, humid is now frequently practiced online, but we're only going to focus on OSINT. We're talking about doing so from publicly accessible websites, such as YouTube. All information shared on Facebook, discussion forums, blogs, the deep web, which requires an account in some situations, and the dark web, which consists of secret websites only accessible through Tor, is considered to have been sent, and in fact, social media platforms are becoming increasingly restricted. And to access them, you must set up some kind of account. The definition of OSINT is starting to become a little hazy, and in many cases, that is still being considered to be part of OSINT, but there is also now social media intelligence, a SOCAT, to sometimes describe that specific subset of online information gathering. Now OSINT has gotten a bad reputation because people think it's this scary thing, but I think it's important to understand it is merely the passive gathering of public information, so we're not talking about hacking, we're just talking about gathering information online. Unlike many of the traditional applications of OSINT on the internet, one of the difficulties is that your targets can watch you watching them, because on the internet, absolutely everything you do leaves some kind of footprint or mark behind you. You're always showing up in the log files of the social media website or any kind of web hosting provider, and frequently, that information is even available and visible. In some cases, especially when you run your own website, they may purposefully give you false information. To do this, they'll set up the website to automatically give different information depending on who is visiting it, and if they figured out who you are through other means, like their website being set up to automatically give different information depending on who is visiting it. It's very simple to set up the website to automatically identify those sources, provide different content to trick you into thinking something is innocent or lead you down a rabbit hole. Another issue we're seeing right now is account removal, because influence operations and spam accounts, especially on social media, have grown to be such a big problem. The websites are currently working very hard to eradicate bogus accounts. Unfortunately, a lot of OSINT must be carried out using fictitious accounts. You can't appear to be a federal government agent online, and you probably don't want to use your real name and endanger your family by doing so, but if you're not very careful, you then look like exactly the kind of people that these social media sites are trying to remove. The last issue with OSINT is a glut of data. As you gain access to more information, you are then required to process it, think about it, handle it, and analyze it. As a result, as we've gone from dozens of newspapers to millions of websites producing billions of posts, the flow of data, video, and content that you might need to consider has completely out of control. Therefore, one of the real skills with us is understanding what in and how to limit the information you're getting, so that you don't just get crushed by the amount of useless data that you could potentially be gathering. When you're going out to do OSINT collection on the internet, there are a few capabilities that you need to have in your pocket. The first is what we call misattribution. You don't want to be going out as yourself, because that tends to put people on alert and tends to lead to you getting blocked, so you need to be able to mask your identity. Before using OSINT, bear in mind some points. The amount of information available is enormous, and even some very sensitive information can be combined by using many different pieces of unclassified data, so it's important to take precautions to ensure that your collection activities stay below the radar. These activities are worthwhile because OSINT can be detected and countered, and that's one of the reasons why OSINT has truly become a juggernaut of powerful information gathering for most intelligence. If you've enjoyed this information, please like and subscribe to our channel on YouTube. You can find many other videos and sources on YouTube or at our website, which provides free cybersecurity course. cybexedu.com. Waiting for you.